featured in a series of Greek dramas by Sophocles. According to the legend, Eteocles, king of Thebes, had exiled his brother Polynices, who also desired to hold royal power. As a result, Polynices declared war on Thebes.
He lost the war, but in the fighting, he and Eteocles killed each other. Creon, who became king, had sided with Eteocles and had ordered that he be buried with honors, but that Polynices be left unburied.
Antigone, outraged at the treatment of her brother Polynices, determines to bury him despite the king's proclamation. In this scene, Creon confronts Antigone concerning her breach of his decree. The Antigone, by Jean Anouilh.
You knew what my orders were. Is this charge true?
Yes, it is true.
Why did you try to bury your brother?
I owed it to him.
I had forbidden it!
I owed it to him! Those who are not buried wander eternally and find no rest. Polynices has earned his rest.
Polynices was a rebel and a traitor, and you know it!
He was my brother.
You heard my decree. It was proclaimed throughout Thebes. You read my decree. It was posted upon the city walls.
Of course I did.
And you also knew the punishment I decreed for anyone who attempted to give him burial.
Yes, I knew the punishment.
Did you by any chance act upon the assumption that a daughter of Oedipus was above the law?
No, I did not act on that assumption.
Because if you had, you would have been terribly wrong. You are a daughter of lawmakers and a daughter of kings. No one has a more sacred obligation to obey the law than those who make the law.
Had I been a scullery maid washing dishes when that edict was read aloud to me, I would have gone out to bury my brother.
That's absurd. There would have been no doubt in your mind about the seriousness of that decree. You would have known it meant death. You thought that because you are my niece, because you come from the royal line and are going to marry my son, that I wouldn't dare have you killed.
You are mistaken. I never doubted for an instant that you would have me put to death.
Of course, nothing less than a cozy tea party with death and destiny will quench your thirst. No, I have other plans for you. You are going to marry Haman, and you're going to give him a sturdy son. Thebes needs that boy a good deal more than it needs your death. And don't annihilate him with those eyes. I know you think me a brute, but the fact is, I've always been fond of you. Stubborn as though you always were. Don't forget the first doll you ever had came from me. Where are you going?
I must go and bury my brother. Those men uncovered him.
What sort of games are you playing?
I'm not playing games.
Tell me, Antigone, do you really believe that the shade of your brother is condemned to wander if a little earth isn't flung on his corpse? It's absurd.
Yes, it is absurd.
Then why, Antigone? Why? You must want very much to die. You look like a trapped animal.
Stop feeling sorry for me. Do as I do. Do your job. But if you're a human being, then do it quickly. That's all I ask of you. I'm not going to be able to hold out forever.
I want to save you.
You are the king. You are all-powerful. But that you cannot do.
You think not?
Neither save me nor stop me.
Have you tortured, perhaps?
Why would you do that? To see me cry? To hear me beg for mercy?
You listen to me. You've cast me as the villain in this play of yours. Oh, what fun for you. To be able to spit in the face of a man who has all the power in the world. Yet is still soft enough to go through all this trouble to keep you from being killed. I have things enough to do without wasting my time on an insect like you.
You are a loathsome man!
I agree. My trade forces me to be. But once I take on a job, I must do it properly.
Why do you do it at all?
My dear, I woke up one morning and I found myself king of Thebes. There were other things I loved in life more than power.
Then you should have said no.
I could have. Only I felt that would have been cowardly, so I said yes.
And because you said yes, for all your crown and your trappings and your guards, all you can do is have me killed.
You amuse me.
No, I don't. I frighten you. You are going to have to put me to death today, and that's what frightens you. Oh, is there anything uglier than a frightened man?
Very well. I am afraid. I shall have to put you to death today, and I don't want to.
And if it comes to that, you didn't really want to leave my brother's body unburied, did you? But you did it just the same.
If it were up to me, I would have had them bury your brother a long time ago, simply as a matter of public hygiene. I admit that what I'm doing is childish, but if the people I govern are going to understand what's what, That stench has got to fill this town for a month!
And now, though you don't want to do it, you are going to have to put me to death today. And you call that being a king?
Yes, I call that being a king!
Poor Creon. I don't have to do anything I think vile. My nails are broken and my fingers are bleeding. But I am a queen.
Then why not have pity on me and live? Isn't your brother's corpse payment enough for peace and order in Thebes? My son loves you. Must I add your life to the payment? I've paid enough.
No, Creon. You said yes and made yourself king. Now, you will never stop paying.
It's easy to say no. To say yes, you have to sweat, roll up your sleeves, and plunge both hands into life. My part is not an heroic one, but I shall play it. I shall have you put to death. Only before I do, I must make one last appeal. Antigone, do you know what you're dying for? Do you know what your brother was?
Whatever he was, I know that you will say vile things
A
about
cruel,
him.
vicious voluptuary.
That's a lie!
And it wasn't only Polynices. I have absolute proof that everything Polynices did, Eteocles also planned to do. Both had made numerous assassination attempts on the life of your father.
That's a lie!
The people had taken sides in a civil war. Both sides couldn't be wrong. I had to make a martyr out of one of them. Funny, isn't it? Polynices lies rotting in the sun while Eteocles is given a state funeral. I had the prettier of the two carcasses brought in and gave it pomp and honors. I don't know which was which, and I assure you I don't care.
Why do you tell me all this?
Would it have been better to let you die a victim to this obscene story?
It might have been. I had my faith.
Where are you going?
I shall go up to my room.
Antigone, go find Haman. Be happy. Life flows like water, and you young people just let it run through your fingers. Shut your hands. Hold on to it, Antigone. Life is nothing more than the happiness that you can get out of it.
Happiness?
Not much of a word, is it?
What kind of happiness do you foresee for me? Paint me a picture of your happy Antigone. What are the unimportant little sins that I shall have to commit before I'm allowed to sink my teeth into life and tear happiness from it? Upon whom shall I have to fawn? Whom do you want me to leave dying while I turn my eyes away?
Antigone, be quiet!
Why do you want me to be quiet when all I want to know is what I have to do to be happy this minute? For it is this very minute that I must make my choice.
Antigone, do you love Haman?
Yes. I love Haman, but if what I love in Haman is to be worn away by the thing you call life, the thing you call happiness, if Haman reaches the point where he stops growing pale when I grow pale, stops thinking that I must have been killed when I'm 5 minutes late, if he stops thinking that he's alone in the world when I laugh and he doesn't know why, if the Haman I love too had to learn to say yes to everything, then no! I do not love Haman!
You do not know what you're talking about. You don't see how ugly you are shrieking those words. Be quiet, I tell you.
Why do you want me to be quiet? Because you know that I'm right. Do you think that I can't see in your face that what I'm saying is true? You can't admit it, of course. You have to go on defending the bone you call happiness.
It's your happiness too, you fool!
I spit on your happiness. I spit on your idea of life. The idea that life must go on come what may. You promise happiness provided a person doesn't ask too much of life. But I want everything of life. I want it total and complete. And if life cannot be free and incorruptible, then Creon, I choose death.